Okay, so what is a prospect? A prospect is a person who is considered suitable for a particular job, but he hasn't applied yet. For example, let's suppose I have created a profile on Naukri.com. I've just created my profile. I've seen some of the postings in the Naukri, but I haven't applied. But if I apply, I will be a suitable candidate. I'll be a suitable prospect for that job. So prospect is a person who has created a profile but hasn't applied yet to any job. Then the next term is of candidate. What is a candidate? A candidate is a person who has applied to a job. Okay? He sees any job posting, he clicks on it, he clicks on apply, then he submits certain details which comes under job application process. He clicks on submit and he becomes a candidate or active candidate. Okay, and a candidate only becomes a part of the workday recruiting. Okay, so this is the prerequisite for starting the recruiting. Then employee. Employee is a person, is an active candidate who goes through the job application stages, various stages, and is considered ready for hire. Means he will be hired in future. His status is ready for hire. So he will definitely be a part of the organization in future or is already a part of organization. Okay. Then is agency. Agency is like a third party system which makes a bridge between the candidates and the jobs. Okay. Means they have the access of candidate pool, means they know what all candidates are present in the market, and they also know what all jobs are present or which will be posted in future jobs also they know. So they make a bridge and they connect these two concepts. Okay, they invite candidates to apply for a particular job, or they tell the recruiter of the job to see this candidate, he will be suitable for your job. Okay, so he makes a connection. Then the most important part is of job requisition. This is a very important concept which should be cleared. So what is a job requisition? It is a request to search for and hire a resource. So taking an example for the explanation, you must have seen on LinkedIn or Naukri.com or any other job portal such kind of job posting where there is a job posting title, right? Then about the job there are certain details which explains the roles and the responsibilities which which a particular employee has to perform for this position. Then other job details, right? Like seniority level, the industry, the employment type, will it be regular, full time, or on contractual basis? Then the job functions, work location, education. So what is this? This is a job requisition. Okay, so it is kind of a request, which is posted on external site so that candidate can see and apply, and hence the organization can can source a particular candidate. Okay, so job requisition is something which contains all the details for a particular job opening, and we will be creating this job requisition as well in the Workday tenant. Okay, so regarding Workday, so Workday is a wonderful platform. Okay, it is a single platform that enables you, your organization, to find, share, engage, and select the best candidates. Okay, so Workday recruiting increases the efficiency by managing the entire recruiting process within Workday. So everything which we will be discussing today, we will be implementing that in our Workday tenant as well. So Workday is a wonderful recruiting tool as well. Okay, so this is a job requisition which is posted on a job portal, LinkedIn over here. Then let's discuss about the whole process of recruiting in Workday in a gist. Okay, so what is the start? What is the starting point of a recruiting? It is the demand creation, which means creation of job requisitions, creation of jobs. Okay, that is the prerequisite. Only then we will be able to go with all further recruiting process. So we will be creating requisitions in our Workday tenant in the upcoming sessions. Okay, then we will be posting those job requisitions or jobs on any portal. It could be external site, internal site as well. Okay, internal site, which is within the organization, and only the organization people can see those job openings. Okay, and they can refer other people outside the organization or within the organization as well. External sites include like LinkedIn, Monster, Shine, Naukri.com, all of these. Okay, so once we create a requisition, we post them, and when we post them, it is visible to the candidates. Okay, the candidate sees the job opening and they apply for that job. Okay, or even
Sorry.
yeah, sorry.
Hi Shilpa, this is Bhargav. Sorry to interrupt. So can we assume that a job requisition is nothing but a job description?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a
Okay.
job, yeah, within feature of applying as well. The
So this
candidate can.
uh, not a job posting, but just a job description. Like we have not posted it yet. Only then,
Hmm.
it would be considered as a job requisition, right?
Exactly, absolutely. And job posting is necessary so that candidates can see that particular job requisition.
Right, right. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, the candidate applies for that particular job. Once he applies, he goes into the stage of job application. Okay. So this is a very important stage wherein we decide whether the candidate will be selected or not. Okay. So the first and the most important part is of review. It is the mandatory step. No candidate can be skipped from this particular stage. Okay, in review, we will discuss in future sessions what all takes place in this particular stage. Then it goes through various other stages like screening, interview, and assessment. Okay, after certain steps in the job application process, we will come to know whether that candidate will be hired or not. Okay, so if he has cleared till assessment, it means he will be most probably hired in the future. So what happens? Workday creates a pre-hire record of that particular candidate. It means certain basic details of that candidate will get stored in Workday forever. Okay, and that record is of pre-hire. So now at offer and employment agreement stage, that candidate will also be called as a pre-hire. Okay, so in this pre-hire, two steps. Okay, and employment agreement documents come into picture. A lot of negotiation takes place during the pre-hire stage. Okay, so once the details are stored in the Workday, it goes for some external checks, that is reference check or background check. Okay, once the background check is completed, the the pre-hire will get into the stage of ready for hire. Okay, as soon as the pre-hire is selected for ready for hire, what happens? The hiring process will come into picture. So before hiring, whatever we discussed comes into the part of recruiting. Okay. Selection of a candidate till ready for hire comes into recruiting. So this is just an overall. We'll see in detail in the upcoming sessions how we implement each and everything which I have discussed in Workday. So it's a wonderful tool. As you can see, a lot of activities can be done at a single platform. So basically, recruiting is what? Creation of a vacant position and an employee who and a person who will be a future part of the organization will come and he will fill that particular position. So what is the difference between jobs and position? Jobs describes what are the roles and responsibility. And position is like a vacant chair where the candidate will apply, and if he's considered suitable, he will be allowed for that job. He will be filling that particular job, requisition or job, whatever. Okay. So what is the agenda for today's session? We will be setting up recruiting. By this, I mean before performing all these actions in Workday, we have to set up certain things in our tenant initially. Okay. So that all lot of different tenants. So for our training session, we have got this tenant. Okay. So we will just sign in.
And does this tenant have any version as such?
This tenant, no, means it is common for everyone who goes under training for Workday. And this is the common tenant for training across whole globe, DPT2.
Okay.
Like for our projects, we use different types of tenants, like DPT3, DPT4, like that. Okay.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the required tenant. This is the home page. So I'm logged in currently as an implementer. So what implementers do, they carry out the configurations. By configuration, you will see what it means in future. So this is the home page. These are called the applications or worklets. Okay, so you know Workday is a very vast tool. It has lots and lots of features. It could be of compensation, talent, recruiting, expenses, payroll, and all such things. Okay, so what we are in this session going to discuss about is of recruiting. So everything in Workday is carried out using task. Okay, by task I mean, let me show you. The first task on which we are going to work is of edit tenant setup recruiting. Okay, I would like you to please note down this task or any other future task on which I am going to work, because only through them we will be taking actions in Workday. Okay. Oh, so sorry. And I would also like to know if you guys have any Workday background, if anyone has.
Hi, Shilpa. I have a little bit of it.
Okay. Okay. So edit tenant setup is the task. So we are going to work on this particular task. So in Workday, every screen is just similar to a form where we fill the required fields. Okay. So let's go one by one to each and every field. So enable recruiting job areas. If we select this checkbox, it means we can post job requisition and we can hire candidates from different job areas across the globe. Okay, so that's why we have checked that. Enable recruiting referrals level. It means a particular person can refer different levels of persons. Means, let's suppose I am an associate, so I can refer till team lead. So under team lead, there are various levels of post, right? So I should be able to refer different levels. Then referral ownership level. So this is a very important term and also a concept. So let me explain it. So candidate level. So by candidate level, what we mean, let's suppose if there is one candidate who is being referred. Okay, let's suppose he is Javed. Okay, and he is referred by me. Okay, for certain like C++ job, and it is also referred by one of my colleague for some Java profile. Okay, then if he is selected, then his ownership will be, the referral ownership will be of under my name. Okay, if we select the candidate level. So this field defines who will be given the ownership of the referral. Okay, if I select the job application level. So if let's suppose Javed is referred by some XYZ person for C++ and it is also referred by me for Java. And if in future he is selected for Java profile, then his ownership will be of me. I mean, I will be given the ownership of his referral. But in candidate level, generally the first come first serve basis takes place. Okay, whosoever has referred that person in the starting, his name will be given for the ownership. And if we don't want to give any kind of ownership, we can select none of the above. Am I clear over here?
I'm sorry, could you please repeat?
Okay, sure. So referral ownership level, this fields define who will be given the ownership of the referral. Okay, who will get the ownership of the referral. So if we select the candidate level, okay, let's suppose if we have particular person who should be referred, Javed, and he is referred by me for C++ profile, and he is also referred by some of my other colleague for, let's suppose, Java profile. And if he is selected, okay, then who will get the ownership? I will get the ownership.
Since you referred him first, is that the case?
Yeah, that is the reason. So we won't consider the job profile of that person. If he is referred, simply the person who has referred first will get the ownership. But if we select the job application level, then what happens? Let's suppose Javed is referred by Ramya for C++, and it is also referred by me for Java. And if in future he is selected, and then we will see his profile. If he's selected for Java, then who has given him the referral for Java? That particular person will get the ownership.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And if we don't want to distinguish between these two, we can also simply select none of the above. Okay, so let's go next to, in the next field, duplicate referrals policy. So let's suppose if I have referred a person and some of my other colleagues have also referred the same person. So in order to prevent such duplicacy, we can decline that referral with all these reasons. Prevent referral if candidate already applied for the job requisition. Prevent referral if there is a potential duplicate prospect. Prevent referral if this person already exists for any job requisition. Means we can select all these reasons in order to decline a particular referral. Okay, so you must have referred in your organization, right, somebody, and if you refer him again, then the system will give you an error that this particular person is already present in our system. Okay, then enable automatic candidate merging. So if we select this checkbox, it means that whatever the duplicate candidates are, they will get merged. Okay, is it clear? Recruiter overload count. This means this is the count for the recruiter, and it sets the limit for the recruiter, the maximum number of candidate profiles on which he can work on. Okay, So by recruiter, we mean the primary recruiter. He has a lot of roles you will see in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so maximum he can take actions on 30 candidates, or he can hire or he can decline maximum 30 candidates. Then enable interview scheduling calendar integration. Okay, so there's one stage in the job application wherein we have to conduct some interviews. So what happens in Workday, we can do integration with Outlook. Okay, means from my particular Outlook profile, I can send directly interview event or interview invite to some other candidate to his Outlook profile. Means Outlook to Outlook communication will take place. Then if we are selecting the Google Calendar, then through Workday we can send some invite as per the Google Calendar, like in Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, all such kind of platforms we can connect if we select the Google Calendar. And if we don't want to select anything, we can also choose none of the above. So we will see in the upcoming session how to create interviews, how to integrate it with Workday, and how to send the request. We will see everything in detail. Location types for interview scheduling, it's not mandatory, hence it's not selected. Require candidate home account. Okay, so have you ever applied on a company who has Workday integration till now? Okay, if not, what happens if you go to the external site of any company and you find a particular job, and if you click on apply, sometimes what happens, the company asks to create a account, right? So first we have to create an account and give certain details, and those details will be stored in the company's database forever. Okay, so that option of creating an account comes into picture only when we select this checkbox. If we don't, then also there are some options wherein we can, when we just click on apply, it says thank you for your application, and it doesn't ask us for any account creation. So it's on us if we want to do that or not. So we have selected a account creation process as well. Account creation consent message. So once the account is created, what kind of message will pop up in the candidate screen? Candidate consent. Please fill all required fields which are marked this. Okay, so it is kind of a help text which will be shown to the candidate for each and every field which are mandatory. Okay. So all these messages.
Hi. So can you just scroll up a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
So where we see this require candidate home account. So is it like creating just a candidate profile but not applying to a job?
No, but what happens when we click on apply? Then he will ask for account creation, and we don't create account first and then apply for a job. What happens when we click on apply? Account is created. So what happens when he will log into his account again on that site? He will be able to see some other job openings as well for that particular company, right? So that is the advantage of home account. He will only be able to access the job openings.
Okay.
Shilpa, can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
What's the reason why some companies don't ask for the account creation and while some companies are asking for it?
Generally, Workday integrated recruitment companies, they ask always for a home account, and some don't because it's tough to manage a lot of data. They don't have the required resources to manage all the data of the applicants. So for Workday, we always ask for an account because Workday provides the platform to manage huge amount of data for the job applicants.
Okay.
I hope
Yeah. So in fact, I was asking this question because I saw some of the companies, those who are not on Workday, but still, it was a very random thing. Like you apply for some company and they ask for account creation, while even those who are on SAP,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe some other people, so Atelier, like some other softwares. So they
Yeah,
are
that's
for it. So that's why I was wondering why some companies are collecting candidate data while other companies are not interested.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Not only Workday, there are certain other platforms as well. It's just about whether they have the required integration wherein they can manage all amount of or huge amount of data or not. It all depends on that. If they have any integration with any such kind of platforms. So with Workday, we always check this box. I will show you in the upcoming session when we apply on any external site what kind of processes takes place which we have configured, which we have to configure in Workday. Okay, so enable candidate verification mail. So what
Shilpa, I
happens?
just had a question, if you can help me with that.
Mhm.
Just the referral ownership level, there were two options, candidate level and job application level.
Yes.
Under what circumstances will a company or a recruiter decide for either of the two levels?
It totally depends upon the client's requirement, what the client wants to see, how he wants his referral ownership to take place in the system. Generally, we go for the candidate level. Okay, in real-time projects, we go for the candidate level, but it totally depends upon the client's requirement.
Yes, very possible. A candidate who applies for a Java position may get hired for a different role within organization, C++.
Mm-hmm.
So and that is what job application level is. But if a company is set up for candidate level, then how do they intend to handle such situations?
So it will depend who has given the referral first. They don't care about the job application profile. They will just see if the candidate is selected and who has referred him first. They will just take his name in front of that. Let me show you something where this ownership is visible. I'll show you. So in Workday, we can just duplicate it and we can carry out multiple tasks. I'm searching for a particular employee. Okay, so this person is not referred. He's just sourced through any portal. Let me search for something. So Alan Talusan is a person, okay, who is referred, and he's a pre-hire, means he's not a part of the organization yet. So over here, we give the ownership level referred by this particular person. So if we select the candidate level, then who he must have been the first person who has referred him. And if we select the job application level, so based on the job application of this person, the ownership will be visible over here.
Okay.
And And what we have to select, whether job application or candidate, the client told us simply. We generally go
Okay.
by the candidate level.
Okay. Now, within organizations, normally it is okay. A referral is considered for, let's say, 6 months or 1 year. Is that something which can be predefined in the system?
Yeah, I will show you. There's one
It
expiry
can be.
date. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that we can see down the line.
Yeah, we will see everything. And your doubt will get more clear when we will be discussing about referrals. It will get clear more.
Okay. And it should also be at a policy level within organization.
By policy level means?
Means everybody knows that, okay, the first come, first serve, that is candidate level is the process followed in the company.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We can, on what logic this particular ownership is given. It will totally depend upon what we choose over here.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I hope I'm clear.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. So account creation takes place. Okay. What I would like you to do, go to the PwC external site, the company's PwC external site, search for a job and apply for a particular job. Okay. And then see whether that company asks for a account creation or not. Okay. Then enable candidate verification mail. Okay. Once we have created the account, or even if we have not created the account, we just gave the email, then some companies ask for the verification as well. Okay. They send some message or some link on our email and we have to click on it to verify whether it is our genuine email or not. Then reapply to job requisition. Let's suppose if particular let's suppose a particular candidate wants to reapply for a particular job requisition, he can do so by these two methods. Reapply to evergreen requisition from candidate home and internal career site. Reapply to job requisition, candidate internal career site. So these terms, evergreen requisition, I will explain you in the upcoming sessions. Okay. So
Let's
reapply.
click on the first option. How would the candidate understand if a particular job requisition is a normal one or an evergreen one?
Okay. So what if we select this particular option? For evergreen requisition, the job applications can be created multiple times. Means a particular candidate can apply multiple times if we select this option for only evergreen requisitions. And for normal requisition, we can select this, or we can also select both of them, or we can also not select any of them and we don't give the option of reapplying to a job requisition.
But how would, from a candidate point of view, understand if he can reapply or if he cannot?
He will get the required message while applying. If he is not allowed to, he will get a message that you are not allowed to apply again because of so and so reason. Maybe you have applied again, applied earlier, or you have been rejected, or your data is already there in the system. He will get the required message.
Okay.
Okay, so it's better not to give this feature in our recruiting process because it adds a lot of complexity, and in real-time projects we don't select this field, but we have this feature of allowing the job applicants to apply again and again. Then enable alternate external career site URL. Means let's suppose we want to post a particular job, okay, on LinkedIn. So we should get the URL for the LinkedIn in our Workday system itself. We will see in upcoming session while creating career sites. Okay, we will automatically get one URL, and if we click on that URL, we'll be directly linked to some LinkedIn job posting site. Okay. So I'll select this as it's very important. Then copy personal information from job application on initiate hire. So once the candidate is selected for ready for hire, then if we select this checkbox, it means some of his data will pre-populate, will automatically come in the Workday database from where, from when the candidate apply and he gives certain details, right, during the job application. From therein, he will fetch certain data. Workday will fetch all those data and he will populate it during the hiring time. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Then copy personal information when copying job applications. Okay. So this is also same. So job application data will get populated, will be populated based on the personal information which the candidate gives. So this data during the initiate hire stage. The data, the personal information will be fetched over here during the initiate hire stage. And over here, it will be fetched during the job application stage. Okay. So what was the job application stage we have seen, right? So initiate hire step we got, right? Once we went through all those job application stages till background check, and once the candidate is selected for ready for hire, okay, as soon as he is selected for ready for hire, his hiring process initiates. So during that time, the data, the personal information will be fetched, and job application process starts as soon as the candidate applies for a particular job. Okay, and he clicks on submit. Then the data which he has given in his job application will be fetched, and it will be used throughout the job application stages. That is during review, screening, or interview. So let's suppose if he is going for screening, so the recruiter will have all the data from his job application. I hope I'm clear.
Shilpa, a quick question. So, if a candidate has already provided data at the time of job application, why would you need it again at the time of initiating hire?
Because that is the requirement of the hire business process, in which first, again, certain kind of verification will take place of the personal information. So lot of verification happens during the recruitment. So we would be needing the same data again and again, in screening stage also, in background check also, in hiring also. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still confused. So what I'm trying to understand is, like, if I'm applying on a job, I have already provided all my data, which is there in Workday database for the company. So
Yeah.
why would you copy it again at the time of initiate hire? Is there a change in data from the time a candidate is applying to the time you initiate hire?
Okay. First of all, this is the back-end work of the Workday. The candidate will give information only one time during the application. Okay. So there are different forms. Okay, different screens during different processes. Okay. So for initiating hire form, there will be similar form, similar screen, wherein some data for some fields will get pre-populated. We will have certain data already present in that particular form, and that is called copying the data, copying the personal information. The pre-populated data already present during the initiate hire, and that is only possible because Workday has the ability to copy the personal information, to integrate this particular stage with this particular stage.
Got it.
Okay, it will get more clear as we start configuring in a tenant. So these are not the required fields. Then collect preferred names. So sometimes when you apply to any job openings, they ask if you want to give any preferred name as well. So this option will be visible only if we select. Okay, so time to fill. So we will see time to fill is a report to know the time taken by each recruiter to fill a particular job requisitions. Okay, so that calculation we do by using these report fields. So over here we can define the calculation for each report field. Okay, so it just calculates the time, the number of days. Okay, so let's suppose if we are configuring this particular report field, so what will be the start time from wherein we will start calculating is the date job requisition completed, means the day when we completed the creation of job requisition. It will start from there. And what will be the end date? It will be the latest offer employment agreement completed. The stage, the offer and employment stage, the date of that particular stage, it will be the end time. Okay, let me show you this thing. So this is the report. Okay. So what happens in Workday? We can proxy a particular person, means we can work on his particular behalf. So how we do that? We do that by the task start proxy. So I, as an implementer, don't have the access to see that time to fill report. So I will log in as a recruiter. And who is the recruiter name? That is Logan. So this particular recruiter has the maximum access to view all the tasks and the reports. So we will log in as this person, this recruiter. Okay. So as you can see over here, on behalf of Logan. So whatever activities I will be doing now, it will be in the name of this recruiter. So time to fill report. Okay, till the time it's opening, let's go back and finish this particular page. So time to fill is a report wherein we calculate what will be the logic for this particular calculation tag or calculation report field. Okay, similarly, we have certain other options also wherein we can set what will be the start time date. Date job requisition completed. Okay, then date job requisition entered, means when we started creating that job requisition, that date, from that particular date the calculation will start. Then earliest job posting start date, the date on which we posted our job requisition and not created, means it was visible on some external or internal site. Then recruiting start date. So this is one field which comes when we create the job requisition. Okay, so it is simply the name of that particular field which we get during the job requisition, and it means from this particular date the recruiting will start. So by recruiting start date, I mean the candidate can apply. So that is the start date of recruiting. Then hire date. What will be the hire date? Job requisition fill date. Okay. Latest hire initiation date. Latest offer employment agreement date. So all these date, when we will start the configuration, you will see these are as it is the names of the fields. Okay.
Shilpa,
Yes.
these reports, the ones we saw that 1, 2, 3, 4, average time calculation, are these created by Workday or these can be customized by the client himself?
Okay. These 4 tags are defined by Workday, but we can set the logic as per the client's detail requirement, and the
Okay.
clients will also ask for only these options. He knows that only these options are there in Workday.
Okay, so they are pre-existing reports.
Yes. Yeah. This is the calculation field. The report is time to fill,
Okay.
which will tell us for each recruiter the time he took to fill a particular job opening. So I'm getting error. I don't know why, and it's not loading. I checked it yesterday itself. In the meantime, let's go forward. Then the job application stage order. We just seen, right? Once the candidate applies for a job application, then he has to go through job application stages. So these are the stages: review, phone screening, assessment, interview, reference check, background. So we don't have the option of editing it over here, but we can create our own job application business process. Okay, so when we will do the configuration, we can edit over there, but not over here. It simply tells us what all stages will be included. We can include. We can even not include some of the stages. It's not mandatory to include every stage, but yes, certain stages are mandatory, like reviewing, interview, and background check. These are very important, and we will include it. We will configure everything in Workday. Okay, so any doubt on this form, let me know, please.
In the time to fill report, can there be a scenario where the dates, in the second column are all the same, like hire date, latest offer or employment completed date, like all the dates are like on the same day? Can that be a possibility?
Means the start date and end date. It
No, no,
is
no.
same.
The end date, we have 4 options, right? Under end date.
Yeah, yeah.
Like hire date, job requisition fill date, latest hire initiation. So can there be a scenario where all those 4 dates, are the same, like are on the same day?
No, not all of them will be same. Never, they won't be same. But yes, some dates can be of the same day, like hire date and requisition fill date. Let's suppose one requisition, it gives opening for only one person, and if that particular person is selected on the same date, then this hire date and job requisition will be same. But not all of them are same. Definitely they are not same.
And what would be the difference between hire date and latest hire initiation date?
Hire date and latest hire initiation date. Okay, so latest hire initiation date means, so while creating job requisition, there is one field called recruiting start date. Okay, so over there also we will get one field for hire initiation date. Okay.
Okay.
Means, let me tell you one thing. Let's suppose a particular person has applied to a job today, that is a 5th of Jan.
Okay.
Okay, he has applied today. And his job application take place and he is considered ready for hire, and this ready for hire status is selected on 6th of Jan.
Okay.
Okay, so as soon as he is selected for ready for hire, his initiation will start. Hire initiation will start. So 6th Jan will be his hire initiation date.
Okay.
Okay,
So basically,
and
that is the day when he's offered the position.
yeah, means he is selected for the hiring. And
Okay.
once his ready for hire stage is selected, then he has to go through certain hire steps. Okay, so there are generally 3 to 4 steps which should be completed, and after completion of those steps, the hiring is completed. Okay, so that completion date is the hire date, which is the first option over here.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, what could those 3 or 4 steps after ready to hire might be?
Okay, it is the steps included in BP, like if we want to edit certain details like personal information or compensation related criteria if we want to edit, or if there are any agreement steps, then there are some onboarding steps as well which are included before hiring is completed. Some documentation steps are also there where the Workday asks for certain kind of documents. Okay,
Right.
and similarly such kind of steps occur.
Okay.
So we will see all these steps in detail in future. Okay, so this is how we edit the tenant setup task for recruiting. We have one more task. So this is specifically for recruiting. We'll see the other task. Any other doubt over here?
Yashoda, this the tenant you edited. This is edit tenant setup.
Yeah.
This setup is like before you start recruiting for a particular position, you set up your tenant every time, or this is before you start recruiting per se in the organization? When do you set this up?
We set this up as the first step before we go into the recruiting module. Before starting any activity related to recruiting, this particular setup should be completed. And yes, we can also edit it in between if we want, if there are certain changes. Let's suppose in between the clients ask, we don't want to create account for the job openings, so we can go back and edit this particular setting as well, but this is generally done during the start of recruiting.
Okay, so if somebody joins,
that is before the demand creation, before creation of job requisitions, this should be complete.
okay, so before every job creation or first time you start recruiting within an organization?
No, first time, only first time. You don't have to do it again and again for every process of recruiting. This is a one-time activity, but yes, we have the access of editing it many times.
As needed. Also, recruiting is also part of HCM. So
No.
while you go through HCM, recruiting and compensation is covered initially, and this is an advanced version of recruiting which is covered under HCM.
Okay, so let me tell you. We do recruiting in Workday, but it is not part of HCM. HCM work starts as soon as we select the candidate for ready for hire. Then the hiring process takes into place, and that is the part of HCM. Recruiting ends as soon as we select the candidate ready for hire. Okay. Yeah, and compensation is altogether a different module, which is not part of recruiting. Definitely, it is done by other team members, and we give them the details of the job openings and the seniority level what kind of levels will be there, and based on that the compensation is selected. The compensation module is created by that particular team.
So on the compensation, is there another module called advanced compensation, or that itself is compensation?
Advanced compensation is something wherein we get to know about certain advanced level options like benefits, allowances, different kind of allowances, and it's a more deeper concept of compensation.
So that means there are two different separate modules. Compensation and advanced compensation are two separate modules.
Compensation is the basic, means the core compensation is the basis. We have to learn that, and after learning that, advanced compensation comes into picture, where some extra details we come to know related to compensation only. They are interlinked. They are not different. They are interlinked.
Okay. For example, merit. Does that go? Is it part of advanced compensation?
Merit plan.
Yes.
Merit plan is part of core compensation.
Is it part of core compensation?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
No issue. But in this session, we are concerned about recruitment only. That is, we don't have to touch anything in the compensation.
Okay. And how many sessions does it take to complete this entire module?
It is for around 25 hours. So
25
it will be 25 hours, yes.
25 sessions.
Yeah, 25 to 30 in between.
Okay. And is there a kind of a project, something which is expected to be done by the participants?
No, project won't be there, but yes, whatever we will be doing in the class, you have to perform those actions on your tenant on daily basis for your practice. And you have to come up with questions the next day.
So is it assignment based?
No, it's not assignment based.
Not assignment, that we won't get an assignment, they'll complete this assignment in the next few days and then have questions.
No, we won't be, but yes, I will be asking you the questions, what we have learned in the previous class, so that I come to know that you are on the same page with me, so that you're going with the logics.
Okay, thank you.
And Shilpa, I have one question. So under HCM, we have learned to create basically under staffing, especially job management, position management, job profile, etc. So do we do that all under recruiting module?
No, we don't do that. We assume that all those things are already done for us, and we use certain details from there. Like we used already created SUPOG, already created profiles.
Okay.
So yeah, we assume all those things are done for us.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But yes, definitely we need those things in our tenant, because without them we won't be able to proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does this module also offer, a candidate pool where we can source, like act as a candidate database where we can source candidates for a position?
Yeah, we will also be behaving like a recruiter, like a candidate, like a prospect in our upcoming sessions. And we will see how they work with Workday and how Workday works with them, and offer them the required help text and the guides.
Okay.
But what we have to do, if you go for the upcoming sessions, whatever we are doing in the class, you definitely have to configure it in your tenant as well also. Because as soon as we go for other sessions, we will be needing that all these things are done for us. So you will also be configuring side by side with me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me click on OK. Everything over here is done. You click on OK. And regarding the EIB thing, we won't be able to understand the EIBs until and unless we understand it manually, the logics for each and every field over here. EIB is just a very, one-time small activity wherein we just give the data in the Excel and we just upload that particular Excel somewhere in Workday. But before doing that, we should know the logics for each and every configuration which we are doing, whatever we are making. Okay, so let's go for the second edit tenant setup task, that is of HCM. Okay, so definitely we will be in integration with HCM as well. We have to work, not work means we should know certain topics of HCM as well. That's why we are doing the setup for that particular part as well. So ID sequence generator. So ID sequence generator, we only care about this particular field. That whenever we are creating our job requisitions, an automatic Workday ID will be generated for each and every requisitions. Okay, so we must select this. So this is a unique ID. Okay, this is the format R hyphen and the numbers. It will be unique, and if we will search by this number in our tenant, that particular job requisition will come. We don't have to type the whole name. Okay, and the other one is this staffing. So in staffing, service length type. So let's suppose if an employee wants to know his service length, okay, and Workday has to give this calculation. So on the basis of what all the Workday will do the calculation. It can do based on months, means he can tell the employee that these many months are for these many months you have worked. Similarly for weeks, and the Workday can also give the calculation based on years, month and day. So generally we select this option. Workday will tell us how many years you have worked, or how many months, or how many days you have worked. So we select this option. And then the job requisition, we go into this section, and over here we enable this checkbox. What this field says, enable organization defaults on create job requisition. So when we create job requisitions, right, some data should get pre-populated from the system itself. So if we want that feature to take place, we will check this. Like in job requisition, we select the job profiles. Okay, so once we select the job profile, all the data related to job profile will get populated in the job requisition. Similarly, there are certain other fields as well. So like what you said, no, regarding the supervisory organizations and regarding job profile positions, everything, that data will get interlinked for our recruiting module. Then enable job requisition for position management. So we generally select none of the above because we want to make this option very less restricted. Okay, but the first option says that what happens in Workday, there are SUPORGs. Okay, what are SUPORGs? Supervisory organization is the full name. It is like a tree-like structure wherein tree-like structure or hierarchies for members, like who is reporting to whom. Okay, so that is called the SUPORG. So similar tree-like structure or hierarchies are there for companies, cost center, regions. All these terms you will be able to understand once we start configuring. Okay, so by this particular by selecting this particular option, what happens, we want that the job requisitions will be available to each and every positions in the hierarchy for the SUPORG. Like, let me try to show you. So this is the task to see the supervisory organization. So this is coming by default. We can select some other as well. So let me go to the actions. So this is the topmost SUPOG in which Logan M is the manager, and it doesn't have any other features. She is the member and she is the manager. Then under Logan there are two units or SUPOG you can say, and in that Logan is also again the manager over here. And the locations you can see, right? The area of responsibilities are different for each SUPOG: Dakula, Lawrenceville, Cumming. And if you click on it again, you can see under this particular unit we have certain other units as well. So similarly we have different kind of tree-like structures. If we click on this again, then she has under her this particular person. So you can see the SUPOGs are changing. So in this particular tenant, training tenant, only one person is visible. Similarly, let's suppose under this person there could be some other members as well who will be the managers of their particular units, and under them also there will be certain members. So it is basically a tree-like structure, a hierarchy structure which represent who is reporting to whom. Okay, so by selecting this particular option, if you select this particular option, then if some requisition is created over here, okay, so that requisition will be available for all the required positions in the subordinate supervisory organization. So these are called the subordinates to this superior SUPOG. I know a lot of terms I have mentioned. Don't get confused with it. It is not part of recruitment, but I am trying to show you that if we give access for the job requisition to this particular parent SUPOG, it will be available for all the child SUPOGs as well. Just remember this. And if you select the second option, then what happened, based on certain rules only, that particular requisition will be visible, will be available for a certain position in the subordinates. I know it's very confusing, a lot of to grasp, but just select none of the above, and these two are just I've explained. Defaulting behaviors for position. So by defaulting, we mean in Workday that the data is coming on its own. It is getting pre-populated. We don't have to manually enter anything. It is coming by default if we open that particular task or anything. Default job description and job description summary from. So this is also showing, telling us that if we select the job profile for our job requisition, all the data will come in automatically. We don't have to worry about these things. Then this is part of benefits and compensation. We don't have to take care of anything over here. Educational institution, talent, nothing. We don't have to worry about anything. We just need to see the staffing, job requisition, and ID generator. This is very important. Okay.
Just a quick question. How is talent different from recruitment module?
Yes, it is different. But you can see a lot of similarities in both the modules, but they are different.
Like in what way? Like you said, recruitment is something that we do, like the process we do in hiring, like something before hiring a candidate. How is talent then?
Okay, talent is more related to the certification, skilling, and defining of the jobs. Mean for particular kind of jobs, what kind of skills, certification, educational qualification would be required. Recruiting also includes the hiring of candidate.
Okay.
Okay. So if we go into the talent part, talent performance, what will be the performance, overall ratings, okay? So based on the talent, the compensation will get decided. Enable learning means once the candidate is hired in the system, right? What will be his performance, ratings, and what all certifications he has done, upskilling he has done, all that will be defined. And he will be given a rating, and based on that, his compensation will be decided. Okay? So recruiting comes before talent. So this was regarding the edit tenant setup. Now, let us search some prefixes related to recruiting. Like if we want to search a candidate, we can just type CAND : and search. So currently there are no candidates available in the system. That's why a particular candidate is not reflecting. But once we create the candidate and we select candidate : then all the already created candidates will be visible. But we have the related reports and the task, okay, for the candidates. Let me search the candidate ID. Just don't worry about all these things. It's confusing, I know. We will go step by step and it will become more clear to you. Candidate hire. So this is the report. In order to know what all candidates were hired, let's suppose keep the start hiring date as this, ending date as today's date, and let us see if there are any candidates available. No, there are no candidates available. So we will be creating new candidates, and then when we run this report, we will be able to see. So this is a raw tenant on which we will be creating from scratch. Okay, so similarly, we can search for prospect by typing prospect : let me show. See, there are no prospects as well created. We'll see. We can create prospect using this task. We will go to this each one by one. We can select the worker also. By worker, I mean the employee who is already there in the system working.
This gives information about both active and terminated workers, right?
No, not terminated, only the present workers in the system.
Okay, and if we have to find someone who is terminated, what would be the prefix?
The prefix for that would be, let me check. Only certain recruiters have the access to see the terminated employees. Let me see. Nothing. So this is one of the report which we need to run in order to see who all were terminated. But currently there are no people present in this tenant. Let me check.
But would there be a prefix as such?
No prefix would be there for that.
Okay.
I don't even have the access to run this report because this is created by some other people. So like this in reports we can see. So generally in Workday we have task and report. Task to carry out actions and report to see any data present. Like if we want to see candidates, we have the task like view candidates. Then we can also see candidate pool wherein a lot of candidates will be visible. We just need to type this pool. We can create our own candidate pool in which we can include a lot of candidates. And from therein, we can select a particular candidate and invite him to apply for a particular job. So we will create candidate pool also in future. So if you have the access, you can go through it by just searching one name related to that feature, and you will get lots and lots of tasks and report. And one more additional option is there. We go to the documentation, and in documentation, we will get a library or kind of a guide where we can get details about each and every topic related to Workday, even recruitment also. Okay. So till the time it is loading, I'll just go ahead. So edit candidate pool. Let me see if there's any candidate. So I can select from the existing one. See, this is one of the candidate pool. Oh, let me click on edit. See, this is a pool where we will get lots and lots of candidates. Candidate type. We can do a lot of filtration also over here. So we can configure this as well. Prospect status, So in this, prospects are also there. New, who are new, 15 are new. So we can invite them to apply. Okay.
Just a quick question. When we have, when we are now able to see the list of candidates, like around 400 odd, when we did the prefix to search a candidate, why has the list or results come?
Okay. I think because each and every candidate has restrictions to be able to see in only the candidate pool. Let me search by this person's name. Abby. Also, along with the prefix, we have to sometimes specify the exact name of the person in order to see it, because there are a lot of data present in the tenant, so we have to be very specific sometimes as well. But if we just search by Abby, let's see what the tenant gives. See, so related to Abby, we can see the names of the candidate, but also a lot of other things. Means this particular person is attached to all these features in Workday. So in order to be specific, we put that canned prefix. Similarly, in order to search job requisition, we have JR. I don't know if there's any JR present. See, these are the job requisitions already created. Okay, so this is the job requisition. So currently there are no candidates in the pipeline. Okay, each requisition has hiring manager, recruiter. So this is a very simple job requisition. Let's see if it is posted somewhere. No, it's not posted. If it would have been posted, there would be a URL link to it. And if you click on URL, it will navigate us to some external portal. Okay, this is the primary location, means where the job will be available. So this was all about today. Any questions you have?
Just a quick thing. So, in the start, you said under agenda, we have 3 topics. Did we cover the second one from prospect to hire?
Yeah, we covered that while discussing the recruiting overall, right? In that presentation, we seen from prospect how we take them to hire. In the upcoming sessions, we will be configuring each and everything.
Okay.
That was just the basic. Yeah. Thank you all. Hope to see you
Thanks,
soon.
Shilpa. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.